What personality do you want him to show? His wife got murdered. His son got murdered. That nigga don't care about no fucking personality. That nigga got one mission, and that's to kill the niggas who did it. Would the story not be weird if this nigga was walking around laughing with niggas, being all happy when he's on a revenge plot? That shit don't even make sense. What are we talking about here? You're losing me, brother. You're losing me. Alright, YouTube. We got this new Adult Swim anime is boring. So I'm pretty sure we all know he's talking about Ninja Kamui here. Let's see what he's talking about.
So Adult Swim has been showcasing some really crazy animes lately. Since the 2000s, they're known for airing series like Dragon Ball, One Piece, and Naruto. But lately, they've been airing stuff like Licorice Recoil and My Adventures with Superman. So Adult Swim has been flourishing with shows, and the biggest to have come out right now is Ninja Kamui. Ninja Kamui is an action-packed series about a former ninja named Joe leaving his clan to live in hiding in America with his family. After his clan kills his whole family, Joe decides to return to his ninja ways and get revenge. With only 4 episodes out as of now, I want to dive in and explain my biggest problems with this series, because although this series is good, I feel like it has the potential to be amazing. But if you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more anime...
We're not going to talk about potential and then downplay an anime on 4 episodes. That's a crazy thing to say.
content, then why not hit that subscribe button? But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get straight into it. To start off with the positives, this series has some pretty good animation. The settings of America look really great, and the character designs are drawn well, but it really does shine in its action scenes. The fights shown in all 4 episodes are amazingly fun and engaging. However, throughout the episodes, the fight scene quality does get lower and lower. The first episode is by far the best when it comes to its action. Episode 2 has a great action scene in the restaurant, and episode 3 was good. Not bad, but not as amazing as the first.
They didn't even fight. They barely fought. Are we?
You don't have to watch the whole episode to get intrigued by the fighting. But
like,
those are the two
fighting at all in episode 3. Like, that was probably the most story episode we got in the whole 4 episodes that has came out.
2 factors that really carry this whole show. It's fight scenes and its animation. The characters and the story both have the same kind of problems.
Now, I want to just throw this out here. This is an action anime, right? So if the action and the animation is carrying the anime, where's the problem? We know what John Wick is, right? Dude, are niggas going to watch John Wick for the story? Like, yes, some people care how he's gonna get his revenge, but you knew what you were going into that theater to see. You were going into that theater to see that nigga kill some niggas. Straight murder. That's what you were going to sit in that theater seat to watch. Was anybody complaining, oh my god, John Wick is just an action show where all they do is kill? No, because you fucking sound stupid. You sound stupid. Ninja Kamui is doing what it's supposed to do. There is nothing wrong with the plot. There's nothing wrong with the characters. It doesn't need a crazy story, because that's not what this anime is set up to do. It is set up with a basic story for you just to watch action, fights, and watch this basic revenge story. That's what the plot has been laid out for us. Now, if you don't like it, that's okay. It's okay. I say this all the time. I'll say it again. It's okay for you to not like an anime. It's okay for you to be like, this anime is not for me. But let's not call it anything that it's not.
The main characters we see are Joe, Mike, and Emma. Joe's story of getting revenge for his fallen family is not an original concept, but the way we start episode 1 seeing him with his family is pretty cute scene. Even though we knew it was going to happen, it still felt a little sad seeing them die. But the rest of his story is just hunting down his clan and his clan hunting him down. And it feels more of like a villain of the week type of story so far. Mike and Emma are police officers trying to catch Joe, but then after episode 2, the 3 just start working together. They honestly don't do anything to the story but give a normal perspective of all of the ninja stuff. The villains, as I said, are just villains of the week, and the head of the clan is shown in short scenes, and we're getting hinted at that Joseph and Joe have some kind of history together. The story is basically the character of Joe, a revenge story that's straight to the point and that can get dull really fast if they don't add any substance to it. So
Come on now, bro. This is what I'm saying. Like, John Wick has 4 movies. Did the plot get dull? I swear, may the Lord strike me down. In my own personal experience, I never heard a nigga say John Wick story is boring. This John Wick plot is dull. No, because we know what the plot is, bro. We want to see him get to his destination. That's like 10% of why you're going to watch the movie. The 90% is for the action. It's the same reason why you will want to watch a Ninja Kamui episode. It's the same reason, bro. 10% for the story, 90% for the action, 90% for, for the fights. It's the same thing, bro. So like, let's not talk about the plot like it's the dagger for this show. Like if the plot doesn't step up, this anime is not gonna go nowhere. That's just not correct. The plot is basic and it's stated. It shows you the premise of the plot. It's not going nowhere. Anybody who watches this is gonna know, like, okay, this plot's not going nowhere. This is this basic revenge plot, and there's nothing wrong with that, bro.
So how would I fix this problem? Now, just saying, I'm not a professional writer. I just have
good. Thankfully,
dumb YouTube channel, so I'm not saying that I can do better than the writers. I'm just stating my opinions as an anime fan. But episode 1 is the best episode of the whole series, hands down. The combat is phenomenal, the story is at its peak, and the main character is also at its peak. The only thing I change about the first episode is for the main villain to get away and have Joe look for him throughout the whole season.
It's not the main villain. I mean, okay.
Then ending season 1 with a rematch showdown between them, and then previewing the head of the clan as the next big villain. We can already see this happening in the series. The head of the clan is slowly being revealed in episodes, and I'm guessing it's going to be fully shown at the end. But I would go with the Avatar route, with the Fire Lord barely being shown and then having a Zuko in his place before the main battle. The reason is to build up the boss ninja, yeah, that's his name, I looked it up, as a main threat. Have some villains of the week show up because of Joseph, and then have the boss ninja have some kind of tie into this. The series is showing more villains like Zai and the other councilman, but honestly, if Zai was built up more, I would have been a little bit more interested in their fight coming up in episode 5. Because we saw this cool looking character in a small scene, and then the next episode we learn his backstory, and then in 5 minutes we just see them about to fight. It needs to take its time to make these fights more impactful. The reason some of the fights are getting less and less interesting is because they're just random.
They're just getting less and less interesting to you. This is what I say, like, this is why I think John Wick is the perfect comparison. Let me break it down. Half the niggas that this nigga John Wick kill are literally nobodies. His terminology, his vocab in effect here, villains of the week. He literally fights the main person at the end of every movie. But I guarantee you them John Wick movies are successful. I guarantee you they are. Any action movie, The Equalizer, any movie with Jason Statham in it. That is how it goes. Villain of the weeks, the whole movie until the last part of the movie. This is a proven formula. There is nothing wrong with how Ninja Kamui is going through. There's nothing wrong with how it's going through his story. It might just not be for you. It's that simple. It might just not be for you, my boy.
Villains of the week with no personal connection to Joe. The first episode, he's fighting the same people that literally killed his whole family in front of him, so it's intriguing when he eventually wins. With the boss ninja running away, the rest of the villains can be sent by him to kill Joe, or they can get hunted down by Joe for some info on the boss ninja.
Bro, they're all from the same thing. So even if they got sent from the boss ninja, they would still be villains of the week. Your whole change, your whole fix to the problem is doing the same thing over. Like there's no need for a Zuko here. We don't need a Zuko because the main dude is getting built up. He's been getting built up from the episode 1. So anybody who's watching this, of course the investment, the payoff is going to be him getting to that fight and then seeing the fight. We don't need all these miniature payoffs to get to us through the series. Maybe this is like maybe this is like a TikTok brain thing. Like y'all need like minimum payoffs every single episode so y'all can keep watching the show. But the journey matters to some people. The action, even if he's fighting villains of weeks, your vocab, like that doesn't matter. I'm here to watch him fight. It doesn't matter if he's fighting a boss or villain of the week. I don't care. That's what I'm watching. And when I click on a Ninja Kamui episode, I want to watch him throw his sword around, do some cool ninja techniques, and kill some niggas. I don't care if it's a villain of the week. I don't care who the fuck it is. That's what I clicked on the episode for.
Makes that every fight matters to the story and to Joe. Now,
bro, and also, I know there's no stakes in these fights. Only if you are watching this anime and you think there's a stake in this fight that Joe is gonna die, you are brain dead. You need to turn off the anime, buddy. There are no stakes here. There are no stakes in these fights. I don't need these fights to be impactful. I already know who's gonna win. We know the plot of the show. We know the plot of the show. Joe's gonna get his revenge. We're just here to see how he does it. We know these fights aren't gonna be impactful no matter who you put in front of us because we know the outcome. There's not gonna be no mystery win anywhere. No shocking upset. This shit ain't gonna happen in this story. You said it yourself. It's a basic revenge plot. There's not a single basic revenge plot where the main character loses, bruh. Come on now. It's like we don't need impactful fights. The impactful fight is gonna be at the end when he kills the nigga that put him through all this trauma. That's gonna be the impactful fight. That's the journey. That's the peak right there.
Now, what about Joe? He had a great introduction, and we still see that he has a little bit of PTSD and trauma, which is good, because we need to see more of this character. So far, we don't know much about his personality, other than that he's brooding and he's badass. But characters like Gojo can be both badass and show personality and goofiness. So for him, I would add some sort of trait or...
brother, come on, bro. You niggas lose me, bro. We did not just compare Gojo to a nigga in a basic revenge plot. What personality do you want him to show? His wife got murdered. His son got murdered. That nigga don't care about no fucking personality. That nigga got one mission, and that's to kill the niggas who did it. Would the story not be weird if this nigga was walking around laughing with niggas, being all happy when he's on a revenge plot? That shit don't even make sense. What are we talking about here? You're losing me, brother. You're losing me.
Flaw. Maybe he's short-tempered and would rush into situations with a blind rage. It would...
See, now we just throwing shit out that don't make sense. Now we just throwing shit out that don't make sense, bro. Why the fuck would he be short-tempered? He was a ninja. Like, come on, bro. That shit don't even make sense. That nigga probably would have got cut from the Ninja Academy if he was doing dumb shit like that. Come on now.
Would match with the story if the boss ninja escaped and now that he's desperately trying to find him. Reminds me a little bit of Sasuke. He's trying to gain as much power as he can so he can get revenge on his older brother. He tries everything to get stronger and reach his goals even if it breaks him. He gets moody and enraged for everything, even if it gets in the way of his goal. Now, I'm not saying that Joe should be another Sasuke, but Joe and Sasuke have a similar end goal of revenge. Now, the police officers, Emma and Mike, we see a little bit of backstory with Mike, and then Emma is just there in the background. What I would do with them personally is instead of joining forces with Joe immediately, I would have had them hunt down Joe and then be another obstacle in the way of his revenge. This makes not only Joe and the officers better characters, but it makes the story way more engaging. Joe is being hunted down by everybody, so it's Joe versus the world, and eventually around the ending is when you can have Joe and the police start teaming up, because no matter what, it's going to happen. Like, people are going to want it to happen, so I'm not bothered that it happened, I'm just bothered that it's happening too early. But again, I'm no professional writer, but
thank the Lord. Once again, thank the Lord.
As an anime fan, I feel like these big changes would have made this show a little bit more enjoyable. However, there are only 4 episodes out. We haven't seen anything yet, and this series still has a lot of potential to being one of the best series to come out of 2024. We just got a lot of work to be done here. And so that's it for...
I swear every nigga in the anime community is a professional critic. You niggas all are professional critics. Get off of YouTube. Get off of YouTube, bro. Please go do your job and be a professional critic. Go watch some movies. Professionally critique a movie, bro. Please. I swear, like, these anime critiques, like, y'all be talking about literally the littlest things that do not matter. Or y'all just be yapping about stuff that doesn't impact the medium at all. It's like, y'all be losing me. Y'all be losing me, man. So you like the video? You'll like this one too. Go ahead and click on that. Yeah. You're still here? So you don't fuck with me? Alright, I'ma just.